Good morning and welcome back to the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. My name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning. If you are watching us live on Facebook, thank you for that. And if you're checking us out later, you can watch these shows at www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. They are free to watch there. We have audio and video versions. Of course, you can always check us out on Facebook. It keeps this video up in perpetuity, so you can always go back and watch it later. Getting into your traffic this morning, I-12 is flowing with some minor on-ramp delays, so please keep that in mind. Minor delays at 4-H Club Road, River Road, and 190, and some minor delays on 64 heading into Central. But otherwise, outside of areas in and around the schools, pretty good situation today with regard to your traffic. So, of course, today, first day of school, we'll get into that in a second. It's currently 74 degrees, nice mild morning for those kids trip into school. 94 degrees is your high today, 74 degrees your overnight low. It's going to be sunny during the day. It is going to get hot out there today, so please keep that in mind. It is the first day of school. Kids are going back today. It is a B day, so it's only 50% of students. We got to take a look at Denham Springs Junior High this morning. They are socially distancing, taking temperatures, masks are available, as well as just about every kid we saw was wearing a mask. So it's going to be an interesting day for those teachers, for those administrators, and of course for those students as they go through the process of returning to school. We're going to have guys bouncing around from school to school today, checking out what every school is doing a little bit differently, as we've discussed over this period as schools are ramping up to get started, that everybody's going to be doing it at least a little bit differently. So also remember, if you are virtual or if you have questions, please call your individual school. They will be able to help. 93% of kids are enrolled in on-campus learning. So only 7% of the total student body, which is roughly 26 to 27,000, are enrolled in virtual schools. So please, please remember the sort of caveat to that is there is a limited capacity on buses. So please try to bring your child to school if at all possible. Phase 2, of course, we've already discussed, is the AB days. That means you go 2 days, 1 week, plus a Friday every other Friday. So you're going to be, some kids are going to go Tuesday, Thursday, Friday 1 week, and then they'll just go Tuesday, Thursday the next. And then some kids will go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then the next week they'll just go Monday, Wednesday, so on and so forth until it's been deemed that we can move into phase 3, which is a lot more on-campus learning, more consistent, 5 days a week, that sort of thing. But again, the governor has formally extended, and he signed the proclamation last night, to extend phase 2 out to August 28th. So we are going to be working in phase 2 at least for the majority of the month of August, which means the majority of the first month of school. So kids are going to have to get used to this routine. Let's talk about these mitigation efforts real quick before we get into some other things. Wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds or more. Wear a mask in public if at all possible. Preferably possible because it is a mandate. 6 feet or more of distance between yourself and others. Control your cough and sneezing with an elbow or tissue, preferably your own elbow. Don't touch your face. 25 or less to a gathering, preferably less. And stay home if you are sick, and utilize telehealth to get in touch with your doctor. And stay home to work if at all possible. Yesterday, the governor did have a few things to say. One of the things that he discussed was Firehouse BBQ. Of course, that's been sort of an ongoing saga here in Watson over the past week and a half. Actually, it's about a week today is the occurrence of that. And what the governor said is they're discussing internally exactly how they are going to approach this issue. Again, Firehouse BBQ told both patrons and wait staff that they did not have to wear masks when visited a second time by the Louisiana Department of Health, who were there to ask questions. They still were not wearing masks, so they issued an immediate order for their closure. Firehouse BBQ refused. They continued to stay open and, in fact, sold out of all their food Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. From there, the governor has mentioned them several times. He has said that they are going to be special punishments for them. We'll find out what those are. We're not real sure at this time, and he hasn't been real specific. He said he would announce that when the time is appropriate. Those are his words, but he also did not say exactly what those measures will be, but they are coming for Firehouse BBQ as they continue to operate without a mask mandate. On top of that, yesterday there were actually 2 announcements that kind of went in favor of the governor's mask mandate. First, a judge in I believe it was the 19th district ruled earlier in the day that the governor's mask mandate, especially surrounding public health, was enforceable, as well as the fact that reducing capacity at restaurants and closing bars in regard to a public health emergency was enforceable as well. So those were, I guess you can say, for the governor, they were wins with regard to the mask mandate and some of the mitigation efforts that have been taken. Of course, that ruling can be appealed and sent to different levels. So we'll see what happens from there. But in the initial ruling, it has been established that those things are enforceable by the governor or by the state. Later on in the evening, the results of the legislative auditor's report came out after earlier in sort of the coronavirus saga, earlier in July, there were two parishes, Red River and DeSoto, which came out publicly on their social media pages, specifically their Department of Homeland Securities, and said that the state was double reporting positive cases. As it turns out, during that time, and we're still working out the specifics of this, they had changed the way that they were reporting new cases directly to these first responders, Department of Homeland Securities, that kind of thing. It was a first responder list, and it was a list of names and positive cases on all the new cases, and so there was some crossover there. And of course, the Department of Health said that they scrub constantly that list every week, looking for duplicates, looking for misinformation, that sort of thing. So they had been working on that. Now, after sitting down with the Legislative Auditor's Office, the Legislative Auditor came out with a report that said, for the most part, the Department of Health's data is clean and is reputable. They are going to be doing a deeper dive on all of the process over the long period, but that is sort of the initial, after having their interviews with the Department of Health, looking at their numbers, looking at some of the reasons why there might be some discrepancies. They said that, again, for the most part, the data is good. So we're going to be waiting to see what that follow-up report says. But sort of, I guess you can say, two big wins for the governor's office and for the state, that ruling on the masks, as well as the report from the legislative auditor's office that said that the numbers are clean. So getting into your COVID-19 statistics for the day, these are actually yesterday's numbers. The new numbers will come out today at noon. 127,246 cases, 4,028 deaths, 1,484,972 tests, 89,083 have recovered, 1,457 hospitalized on 215 ventilators. So that ventilator number came down, which is great. And the hospitalizations roughly a little drop day over day. In Livingston Parish, 2,800 cases, 50 deaths, and 26,378 have recovered. I do apologize for being late this morning, folks. We were out taking pictures of some of the school startings. I was at Denham Springs Junior High. So we are wrapping up the show today. It was a quick one. We will be back on Monday, of course, with more information. But let's catch this traffic real quick before we sign off. I-12 is flowing, as mentioned, with some minor on-ramp delays. Minor delays on 64 heading into Central, as well as some minor delays at 4-H Club Road, River Road, and 190. So outside of some school situations, people getting their the old logistics, getting back used to taking their kids to school, it's a pretty clear morning in terms of traffic, which is a great thing. 74 degrees is your current temperature, probably around 75. 94 degrees your high, and 74 your overnight low. It's going to be sunny today. One last time, my name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning for the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. Want to remind you guys we're on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. We are once a week in print on Thursdays at $7 a month to get that in your mailbox. We are also online, www.livingstonparishnews.com. We have a podcast page that has audio and video versions of this show, plus our other podcasts. They are free. We also have a coronavirus page, which is free, which we give you all your coronavirus information. And we also have a breaking news page, which has state and national news that we get to you for free as well. We do appreciate you guys joining us. Hope, if you are a parent, that your kid has a great first day of school if they went today. If they're going Monday, we hope they have a great day that day as well. And we will catch you guys Monday morning. Have a great weekend.